I have here the last bottle that I own that I have not tried yet. So far this week, I have reviewed the Centennial Canadian whiskey, which is a rye whiskey that's blended with a whiskey made from winter wheat. And I was kind of underwhelmed by it. I also went back and revisited the Weems 5-year-old Spice King malt. I still didn't like it. And then I had a fabulous Glendronach 12, and everyone who has reviewed the Glendronach 12 in the past has been right. I like it just as much as they do. But this here was a curiosity because at times curiosities end up on the shelf. And this is a Canadian whiskey established in 1832. So this was before Confederation. And so it says on this label, Canadian Whiskey Canadien, York, Upper Canada. It doesn't say Ontario, it says Upper Canada. So this is like, yeah, this goes back to early times, tradition, 1832. This is going back a ways. This has been this was established long before a lot of Scotch whiskey was established, and it has a label on here. Let's see if I can read it, even though the print is kind of fine. I am kind of lazy. I don't want to go over there and get my other glasses. William Gooderham and James Worts started out as millers in the town of York before becoming world-renowned for their signature whiskey-making style. Celebrating their legacy, this distinctive 4-grain whiskey is carefully crafted from a premium blend of rye, wheat, barley, and corn. Bold and complex, this whiskey is made to be true to the tradition that Gooderham and Worts started in 1832. 4 grains. This is blend number A.A1129, 750 mils, 44. Is it 40? Yeah, 44.4% alcohol by volume. So it is stronger than anything I've had this week so far, and it's got a plastic thing which has got to come off. And it's got to come off, I tell you. Okay. It's kind of got a tab that you're supposed to pull, but I'll just... There, it's all off. There's a nice little cork with a nice little wooden part on top. And it's a little bit wet, but that's okay. Let's pour ourselves a dram of this and see what happens. Oh yeah, that's generous. Did I say it's 44.4 and I think it's 750 mils? It should be. It does not say on here. Yes, it does. Okay. And just to have a look at the bottle, it sort of struck me with their old-timey, hokey kind of, yeah, it's a little bit bright. There. Gooderham and Worts, 4 grain. From York, Upper Canada. Let's turn some light on. There we are. Here we are. 4 grains, so it's got some. What did we say? It's got rye, barley, corn, and wheat. Okay, so it's got a little bit of everything. It's got the rye for the bite. It's got the wheat to mellow that out and smoothen it. It's got the corn for some sweetness. And it's got the barley for some malt, some versatility, probably to get the enzymes from the barley to to get all the other ones fermenting. Oh, it has a nice. Oh, I like the nose. I get barley. I do get barley. Rye. And I can smell the corn too. Rye and corn I'm getting mostly. The wheat and barley might be a little bit on the weaker end. Of course, the percentage of each is probably a closely guarded secret. So you can't really say it's a wheat whiskey or a rye whiskey or a malt whiskey or a corn whiskey. It's sort of a whiskey with all of them blended in there. It's probably in the mash. Yeah, it's probably in the mash when they start. It's a mixture. I doubt that they go the same way as 40 Creek and do each grain separately and age them separately and then blend them after they've been aged. No, I don't think they do that. I think they just put the right proportions of everything into the mash and let her go. It definitely has elements of all the good things. Lots of caramel. Lots of caramel on the nose. Much caramel on the nose. And that rye bite. Oh, I think this is going to be a good one. This will not have been a waste of money. There's a freshness too, and there's a bit of a sweetness from the corn. Oh, this is lovely. Let's try it. Oh, my friends, this is something special. This is one of the nicest Canadian whiskeys I've ever had. It has the bite from the rye, but then it has the smoothness from the wheat and the corn. This is nice. And the 44.4%, enough alcohol to carry the flavors. Oh yeah. You know, this weekend I've been savoring some Weiser's Legacy and some Canadian Rockies. 21-year-old and Legacy, and I've also had some 20-year-old 40 90. It's 45% alcohol by volume, 90 proof. And this has a very unique nose. And a delicious palate. It may be somewhat younger than the Canadian Rockies 21, and it may be somewhat younger than the Century 21, which are both 21 years old. It may not be quite as smooth as the Weiser's Legacy, and it may be a little tad rougher than the 20-year-old 90, but boy, This has everything good in it that makes a Canadian whiskey a Canadian whiskey. It's complex with the 4 different grains. I don't know what barrels they age it in, but I think they're probably virgin oak. If they're not virgin oak, they're ex-bourbon. But oh, and the price was not bad. I think I paid $30 for it, somewhere around there. And I would drink this in place of any other Canadian whiskey. Oh, it's nice. There's so much caramel. There's so many flavors from the 4 grains that are in this. It truly is a nice piece of work. Even though it has a strange name, Gooderham Worts, and even though I may never see this again because I think it's pretty rare, after all it is from York, Upper Canada. I give this a resounding cheers. Oh, and I'm tasting the oak too. What flavors? This is complex. It's got a bit of everything in it. And the flavors change a little bit with every sip. Oh, lovely. Just lovely. Oh, did I say that already? Cheers.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.